Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on another latest info on Idea Factory International, their plans that they announced that's going to be coming this summer all the way to winter. So of course, you already heard some of this, so it's official, so I just want to give my thoughts about this. So you know what, let's get started with it. So first of all, if you already heard, finally, gotta give props to Idea Factory International. Heck, even Idea Factory Compal Hard for porting more games to the Nintendo Switch. So again, more option there. So you rather get trophies or play it on the crapper. So what am I talking about here? So of course, one game already came out, and that is Dead End Request on the Switch. Already came out at April. And the best part is all the DLCs included. So you say, well, that's not fair. How come the PS4 and Steam version we have to buy a season pass or a DLC? Well, because of the timing, because this game is really old. I mean, that game came out like 2 years ago. Just saying there. So, I mean, at least they're well aware that, hey, you know, if people want to double dip, at least it's cheaper. Unlike Nintendo with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, as of right now, it's $60 because, you know, Nintendo, it's Nintendo. You can't do anything about it. I mean, like I said before, vote with your wallet. So, because this game on the Nintendo Switch costs $30. So, with that said, another game that's going to come this summer, and it was announced that Dragon Star Varnir will also be on the Switch. And the best part is, yes, it's been confirmed by Idea Factory International on their social media. It will be uncensored. What I mean is, 2 of the CG scene will be unaltered. That's basically it. So people wondering, what is this censorship? Well, in 2018 and 2019, they were censoring anime games. Even so, the ESRB has no problem. Furukawa even said it himself that it's not really a good idea, but, you know, Sony's being Sony. And there will be a different video about it, their policy, why they're doing it. And spoiler, it never really benefited anyone, but again, like I said, it's a different story. So some of the Idea Factory game were affected by this policy. Super Neptunia RPG, Dragon Star Varnir, Arc of the Alchemist to some extent, and even the worst case scenario was Data Live Real Incarnation. They got CG scene being either altered or when push got to shove with Data Live, they were removed. They even showed it, and I can show you an example here, and you tell me, is it offensive or not? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Sam rated for a game. So, but again, like I said, I'm going to give my thoughts about it because there is a story behind what it is. But the bottom line is that the Switch version of Dragon Star Varnir will be uncensored. The DLC might be included as well there. So, props to Idea Factory International for doing this. I know how come they're not doing it with Neptunia, because Neptunia is their main game. When you think about the Idea Factory game, it is Neptunia. Yeah, granted that Idea Factory have been existing since the PS2 era, but they were trying to find their footing, their identity, and Neptunia was the one that kind of did it. So just saying there. But yeah, so Dragon Star Varnir on the Switch this summer, uncensored. The 2 CG scene will be unaltered, and the DLC is included. So moving from that one is another sad day for Idea Factory fans, and that is the mobile game Miracle Mega Force. So for people who don't know what this game is, they did talk about it before a bit. It's Idea Factory latest mobile game. It's an all-star of Idea Factory characters, and some of the gimmick of the game is fusing characters. So not only you get characters from Idea Factory games, also fusion character that's original for the game. There's actually a main character in that one. And when I remember this game, I think came out 3 years ago, 2018, 2019, somewhere that year. The international fan did ask Zandragoon, hey, you know, I heard this mobile game, any chance of bringing it internationally? And at the time she said, unfortunately,
Right now, no, that's the deal there. So it never ever came out. And of course, if you follow this game or you did try to play it using a Japanese account, that on May of 2021, unfortunately, the game is discontinued. It's shut down. It's out of service. And usually, when a mobile game, something like that happens, it means not a lot of people are playing the game. People think it's boring and people are not putting in money in because just because it's free to play it doesn't necessarily mean it's free for them. It is kind of unfortunate that this happened because I even posted on Twitter that it's kind of a shame that this one never had an international release. And some people believe that maybe if there was an international release, people would probably support it more. Maybe, maybe not. Again, you have to go with the Chris Prank conspiracy. What if people doesn't? That's just loss of money. What do you expect? Yeah, it's kind of a real shame, but yeah, like I said, at May of 2021, yeah, the game service is shut down. Yeah, I mean, it's the end of this service, so it's kind of sucked, but again, it is what it is.
Finally released the 2 DLC character for Virtual Star Neptunia. So of course, Kizuna and Towa Kiseki will finally be out. Of course, by the time of this recording, both of them are out. So that's finally awesome. That's something good because in the past it was just a bunch of cosmetic, and people said, really? I mean, you gotta keep in mind, VTubers are licensed just like an anime or a manga or comic. So, of course, the game, like I said before, doesn't have English dub, and I wanna kind of expand on that because a lot of people say, well, why not have partial dub? Well, the situation with Virtual Star Neptunia is it's not so much about the partial dub. Yes, whether you like it or not, to some extent, when they put dub, they are partial. Again, that'll be a different video. I want to talk in depth about that one, but the gist of it is, Rob Diesel and Dragoon are well aware, and they have said it that due to we're not a big company, we don't have a lot of big profit, we don't have a lot of big resource behind us, so we do what we do. So we're compromising of trying to break even at the same time pleasing the customer. So at least that's better than nothing. So when it came with Virtual Star Neptunia, the reason that partial dub is also not an option is they had to pay the license for the VTubers. That was starting to pile up. That's a single. Someone said, well, maybe they don't want the VTuber to have English voice because that ruins the reputation of the character. From what I heard, no, it's not. Because originally, they were gonna do it. They were gonna, like, just, I don't know, hire somebody from Bam Zoom just to fit the part for the VTuber. Like, they were gonna try to do that. But again, like I said, the budget was costing high and high to a point they said, yeah, we got no choice, so we can't do it with this game. So my suggestion, a lot of people have said this, hopefully in the long run, but I know no ever Japanese company have done this, even though they heard about it multiple times. Sega even addressed it, they said, well, we'll look into it, but I doubt it. And that is paid English dub. Yeah, and I always say that, especially to fail Tecmo Koei. But of course, the bottom line is a lot of these companies that they're not going to do something like that, because if you put in the Chris Prank conspiracy, a lot of people will actually buy the English dub DLC. How much is it going to be? $20? $30? And some people might say, oh, that's too expensive. Why is it too expensive? And then you have to explain to them the whole shebang of the procedure of why. But again, they just say, you know what, we'll cut our losses. I know a lot of people are not happy, but we got to do what we got to do. So that's why, as of right now, Virtual Star Neptunia will not have English dub ever, even if you suggest of a paid DLC. They're probably not going to do it. It would be nice, someone breaks it. I know My Hero Justice 2. Gotta give props to Namco Bandai. That's actually good. I mean, hey, I thought they're gonna do it for like some, paid DLC, but nah, I guess they were planning it. I mean, same goes with them. The only reason they don't do it to some extent is that because it was gonna cost high. I mean, in the past, they didn't want to even bring in a lot of this licensed Shonen Jump games because, if you put English dub, it's gonna cost a lot of money. It's kind of bullshit, but it is what it is there. So, yeah, so finally 2 DLC coming on Virtual Star Neptunia, or they already came. Again, there you go, something worth if you want to play more of that game. So the next one is Mary Skelter Finale pre-order fall of 2021 for the Switch and PS4. So they already showed what the limited edition is. That's going to be interesting. PS4 and Switch this fall. So, I mean, that's great. That's my thoughts about it. I'll get in the long one. But then the question now, because now it's 2021, because I said before my previous video in my thought channel is that some of the games that looks like it's not supposed to be in the PS4 are in the PS4, such as Sakura Succubus. If you follow that series in the PC with Wing Cloud, you know what it is. Just I don't have to tell much about it. And then Esoft games. Guess what? Their anime games are on the PS4, especially one that's called Hentai vs. Demon. I know. So I don't know what it means. Are they toning it down and they reverting back, knowing that it doesn't really work? Hopefully, but unless there's really concrete proof, right now there's not a lot of like games still. I mean, if they finally put in Galgun Return on the PS4, then you know that hey, they reversed it. I mean, even heck, Omega Labyrinth and its sequel, finally a normal version rather than a light, stupid, kiddie version. Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm gonna explain that about that process like in a different video. So anyway, the reason I'm rambling about that is that maybe, hopefully, that Mare Skelter 2 will also finally be in the West for the PS4. Yes, believe it or not, before even the Switch version came out, there was actually a PS4 version in Japan, and then as well as some other country. However, what happened was on China, they were forced to update the game to remove the purification mode, and that break the game. So again, because it was probably released in 2018, they couldn't do anything about it. It was the same goes with Ayakana. In Japan, it was out like 2016. It was really old. When they finally localized it in 2018, fortunately, they got the bad news. Like in the PS4 version, they said, yeah, you gotta modify a lot of this stuff to a point that people were basically voicing their opinion and said, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. This is BS. I agree. To a point that PQ, frustrated they may be, had to cancel the PS4 version because nobody was gonna buy it. Because who the hell's gonna buy a censored version, a GIMP version of a game? That's like what happened to the Wii U when the third-party came on the Wii U version of GIMP. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's kind of like a crude thing to say, but you know it's true. But again, like I said, I don't know if they're changing. It would be nice, but there's no concrete proof. But maybe cross finger 2022, Idea Factory may have a change of heart or consider porting the PS4 version of Mary Skelter. Just saying, so you can collect that Mary Skelter collection. So you got Finale, you got Part 2, and of course Mary Skelter is included. Plus, of course, if you have the Vita version as well, all in one PlayStation family. Just saying there, but again, you know, it is what it is. Well, unfortunate. So, of course, from there is the Neptunia ReVerse. They finally showed the limited edition, sold out. So, props to that one. And yeah, you know, my only thoughts about that one is hopefully they'll add more lines. But I was watching their stream, I saw what it looks like. It doesn't really look like they're adding new lines for this game. They're just using the Vita version, because if you kind of notice, if you follow their stream, and they're gonna probably play this game more. The voice of Noir and Vert were the older actress, the past actress that did those voice. For Noir is Erin Fitzgerald, you know, the voice of Chie. Of course, you know, she had her own controversy with Ramnetal for Stripe, but whatever, I'm not gonna touch that. And for Vert, it's someone else, but it does look like they're just recycling the Vita version. But again, I have no problem with that. It would be nice to add new lines. I mean, even granted it's going to be someone else, it's Eric Mendez for the new Noir voice, because you know there's a story behind that, along with Vert. I don't really care, but just add some new lines. Like, that's all I'm just saying. Please, Idea Factory National, add new lines for ReVerse there. And of course, like I said in my video about the DLC on Steam, Yes, they finally confirmed it. R4 is playable. It's War, of course, the Oracles, Uzume, those are the big ones there. So hopefully in the long run, I don't know if Idea Factory are gonna do this, is that they'll add in Chibi Combine, Chibi IF also as well. That'll be awesome. And that, but again, I don't know. Like I said, the PC probably possible if they port that because open source. But the bottom line as of right now, the limited edition sold out. Kudos, so people are supporting this. I will eventually buy it in the long run. Like I'm an old fogey. It doesn't matter if the game is good or not for me, even including Nintendo. I don't buy them full price because I'm an old fogey. I'm a cheapskate, whatever. But the bottom line, I will also buy this game once I get a PS5 as well because just like most people, well, I'm not really hunting the PS5 right now because still they have no games. Eventually, in the long run, once it gets easier on Best Buy, Target, whatever, but that's a different story there.
I also want to add this that Idea Factory International now will have a online summer festival on July 28, 2021. And the biggest part here is that they're going to announce some new games, some new announcement that never been announced yet before. Of course, already by the time of this event happened, Neptunia ReVerse already is out. Of course, the next big one is coming. Is Mary Skelter finale for the Switch and PS4. And like I said, hopefully with this summer festival, maybe a slight chance of Mary Skelter 2 on the PS4 finally. Again, yes, if you have a Switch, good. I mean, if there's also Steam, good. But for someone who only has a PS4, maybe throw them a bone. But I know the problem is, unless, again, like I said before, Sony still have that weird policy shit. But like I said, I've been noticing on the PSN store, they're putting games that, heck, one of the games has even the word hentai. So I don't know if they're easing up. I don't know if Jim Ryan is turning around because, of course, a different story is there have been a lot of rumbling that people, well, dislike Jim Ryan. Him running Sony just sucked, and that they wanted to bring back Sheldon Layton, but that's a different story there. So the bottom line I'm trying to say here, first of all, it's awesome. So they're going to announce something new, including Otomate games or visual novel reverse harem, you know, such as Amnesia, Hakioki. I mean, there are a lot. Of course, there's going to be Switch exclusive. Reason being is it just makes more sense because, well, it's on Go in Japan. And, well, what about outside? Yeah, there are people who like this type of game, but when you implement the Chris Prank conspiracy, well, not a lot of people. So, I mean, just saying there. But the bottom line is, yeah, so they're going to add some new information that's never been announced before. So hopefully another one is, well, the last topic for this video, Seren Kagura Cross Neptunia. So yeah, so again, can't wait for this one, end of July. Hopefully a lot of new things going to be announced. There's Skelter 2 for the PS4. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, options are good, but if Sony going to interfere, then that's a real problem. More automatic games for the fans. There you go. And maybe the announcement of, like I said, Neptunia Cross Seren Kagura, and maybe other things. So we'll have to wait. Maybe Switch ports or Steam ports as well. I mean, just have to wait and see.
So, closing in this thoughts of Idea Factory news is this one's from Japan. And of course, remember the game I mentioned, Neptunia Ninja E. So it was basically about a game about ninjas. That's what. But then there was no info about that one. In 2020, it was Virtual Star Neptunia. But in 2021, they finally announced, closing the 10th anniversary of Neptunia, that there is this ninja game. They finally revealed what it is, and it's a crossover. So the title is called Ninnin Neptunia Cross Seren Kagura Ninja Taisen, and that's formerly known as Neptunia Ninja E. Yes. So if you don't know what the title I just said there, what it is Neptunia crossover the ninja cast of Seren Kagura in a hack and slash. Basically, if you've been playing Neptunia Unleashed, Noir versus Zombie, For Goddess Online, and to some extent, Virtual Star. Yes, this is what it is. And if you're a Senran Kagura fan, you've been playing those Senran Kagura hack slash game. There you go. So, two are teaming up. So, the cast of Neptunia will team up with the cast of Senran Kagura. So that is awesome. And they actually going to have one new character, original character that's never been introduced. So she's probably an Idea Factory original character for this particular game. And also they also have a character by the name of Go the Crow. Apparently it's a popular game in a Japanese game. I don't know what it is. However, this character is also going to be in the game gender bent to a female, so to a Senran Kagura character or a Compile Heart or a Tsunako character. That's going to be interesting there. So this game is going to come out in Japan August of 2021. So the question for me is, if they are going to plan to release this outside of Japan, probably going to be 2022 because it takes them at least 6 months. Of course, the pandemic also probably, I know it's turning down, it's declining, which is good, but that's a different story there. My wish for this game, hopefully, and we're going to see if it's going to be true or not, hopefully they'll break a lot of this rumor. That is, I would love this game to be English dub, because if you've been following the Senran Kagura game with Xseed, none of their Senran Kagura games are dubbed, and a lot of talks was, and Tom, who used to work at Xseed, left to work with NIS America for, the Trails game. There was some legal issue. They were considering at one point, but then there was a legal issue that they couldn't do it. Some rumor it's something to do with Funimation. Again, no one knows. And there was even some rumor that Funimation weren't interfering. Like, you gotta use them, or there's something problem. Again, they don't wanna get into it. We won't go in detail, but again, it is what it is. So hopefully with this one, English dub, you know what? Forget about the Funimation cast, because they kind of proved that it's possible with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle with Yumi on that game, and it was a different voice actress than the one in the Funimation anime. So if you're gonna hire Bang Zoom, just hire people that fits for the part from Bang Zoom. That's what I'm gonna say. So my biggest wish for this game, if this game's gonna come out outside of Japan, is to have English dub. Finally, a Senran Kagura game with English dub. Yeah, granted, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, but this one still, the Neptunia cast and the Senran Kagura cast finally both have English dub. Because again, like I said, it is kind of vague and shoddy of why they say there's no dub. Like I said, Tom just said it was some sort of legal issue. They just couldn't do it. Again, who knows? So hopefully. So my thoughts on that one, awesome. A crossover. They had done crossovers before with Sega Hard Girl versus Neptunia. So that's sort of a crossover. So now with Senran Kagura, French. I mean, granted, game company, the makers are a crossover. So the question is Marvelous Marvy going to be also in this game a DLC or a hidden character? Well, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So overall, the news are great. You got option with some of this game going to the Switch. It is still unfortunate for Virtual Star doesn't have a dub as of right now, but the DLC characters finally, man, it would be awesome to hear Kizuna in English, but it is what it is. Skelter 2, maybe in 2022, just for PlayStation owner to able to play, because it's not also on Steam for whatever reason. We'll have to wait and see. Neptunia ReVerse, hey, props, sold out, so people are supporting it. Hopefully more lines. Idea Factory International, please add more lines, please, please, please. And then, of course, Ninnin Neptunia Cross Senran Kagura Ninja Taisen. Gonna wait and see if they are gonna plan this outside of Japan in the long run. But overall, the news are good here. So those are my thoughts. With that, I'll see you guys later.